Great day, great day. Welcome to Trading Made Easy right here on YouTube. Really quick, I'm going to just do a quick analysis for the week. It is Sunday. It's Sunday evening. It is 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm just basically setting up for the week. And I'm going to just talk as I go. So for those of you that are new to my channel, welcome, first of all. What you're going to find here is easy, simple trading methods that I use to get at least 20 to 25 pips consistently. And certainly you can get more. We get more. I get more. But we lock in 20 to 25. My goal is to encourage and to teach those to perfect one thing first, right? Perfect one thing first. So if you are not consistently getting 20 to 25 pips consistently, my friend, then this may be something you want to consider doing. Focus on getting 20 to 25. And what I do is show you ways that you can capitalize on at least 20 to 25 pips because the market always gives that up, right? Usually in the first run, it always gives that up. And then of course you want to lock in, protect your 25 and then go for the remaining amount of pips that you are identifying. So the first thing that I do really quick is I go to my weekly time frame and I am looking for the previous candle high and low of the previous candle. So we're in the current week here. This previous candle closed at this point here, and that was for resistance, and the low is right there. That is the high and low of the previous candle, and you want to identify that. Then I simply just drop down to the daily, and I'm doing the same thing on the daily. And sometimes, depending on price and what's going on, the daily and the weekly resistance or support may be generally in the same area, and that's perfectly okay. But we're still doing the same thing. So I'm looking at, this is my current candle. I'm looking at this previous close candle, and I see my support right here. And I'm going to change the color, and that's going to be white. I just make that white, and that's for support. And the previous high is right there. But now the candle, the current candle it has closed higher than the previous closed candle's resistance. So I am going to use this area right up in here as my resistance. Okay, because this candle is still active, so I can't use the high of it now because it's still active. So I'm always looking for a closed candle, right? And this is the previous closed candle high, only because again the current candle is it's closed beyond the previous candle that closed. That's it. So we just go to the next candle and identify that high. Okay, so we have the high and we have the low, or resistance and support, right? And you get to a point where this is very, very robotic. Now, the reason that I frame price is because basically this is where the pips are. I am identifying where price is moving, and I capitalize on the pips within those parameters. And so we want to identify where that is. And that's the whole reason for dropping your lines and identifying. So on the 4 hour, what I'm looking for on the 4 hour is where's price in relation to my moving averages, right? So price is clearly above my 13 and my 62. So we are bullish, right? So I always look left to see, well, when and where did this move start? And obviously, our daily resistance last week, from that point, when price came up to that resistance, it has not broken this area, and we push back down into our support. So from support, we see price continuing in that upward movement to this particular area here, because that again is the daily resistance. And price has not broken this area since last couple of weeks or so, right? So we're still looking at this area as a potential area where price will reject potentially. But right now we see that price is moving in that direction. Okay. So 4 hour, I'm looking to see what price is doing in relation to my moving average. Now on the 4 hour, I also like to break out my fib and I take it to the swing high, swing low, right? And what I'm looking for is where's price in relation to my key levels. And I'm also looking to see where it's at in relation to the trend line on the fib. Because now I'm looking for confirmation, multiple confluences that says the same thing. So price is telling me that we are in a continuation because the overall trend is bullish. And I didn't point that out. Forgive me, but the overall trend for GJ is bullish. And right now we're in a continuation of that trend. So that's what price is telling us. And then the moving average is also confirming that because price is above both the moving averages, 13 and the 62. It is closed above that. And then I break out my fib, and my fib is also giving me the same bullish confluence. Why? Well, because price is above the trend line. It has closed above that trend line. And then when you look at your 50, which is one of the golden zones, what did price do in relation to the 50? Let me just identify it so that you can see it. Right? So in relation to the 50, price has broken the 50, closed above the 50, and we've actually pushed up to the 61.8, right? Which is where we are now. We're above that. So again, that is also bullish confluence. So everything is supporting this bullish movement. And remember, a bullish direction is setting up for a sale because eventually it's going to hit a level of resistance. And so we've already identified the resistance area, which is the daily resistance right here. This is that daily high. And this is where price looks like is going, right? To this point. And we're going to retest this or we're going to break it, one or the other, right? So that's what we do on the 4 hour. And then on the hour, let's break it out. Okay. So on the hour, basically, it's just an additional confirmation. We should see what price is doing in relation to what we've just identified. I'm starting to look at my MACD on the hour as well. We have a crossover of the moving averages, which also signifies volume, right, in the direction of the cross. And it's a bullish crossover. So we are certainly heading up to our daily resistance. Now, this becomes an area for potential sale, right? Or it could be a continuation because we have to wait to see what price does at that point and make sure all of our confirmations are met before we take a buy or a sell, right? And so at this point here, again, I'm just reconfirming from the 4 hour, swing high to swing low, just reconfirming. That's all I am doing, right? And we are at our 78.6. And this 78.6 is typically an area of a reversal, right? But again, so if price breaks this 78.6, then we know we are certainly pushing on up to our daily resistance, right? So right now, what has already happened? We've broken the 50. We've broken the 61.8. We came down and retested the high of the 61.8 right here. That is bullish communication. Bullish communication. So everything is telling me that we have bullish strength pushing into the direction of our daily high. That's what it's telling me. Right. And so at this point, and I like to put my tools on and take them off so that I can keep a clear chart. so I can keep a clear chart. And now here's another thing that I do on the hour. So I like to use this tool here. I like to use my bars. Right now, I do have previous videos where I explain how these bars work and why I use them. So I'm going to flip this, right? And I'm going to place it here, right? Now, these bars basically is additional directional support, right? And so it pretty much identifies what took place on the left side. And based on price behavior, what happens on the left side is repeated on the right side, only in the opposite direction. So if I take where price at the key level, always around the key level, and I take where price has gone, right? We came at this key level and we rejected from this key level. So I'm going to take this area right here and my bars will basically clone this move down from the key level. Why? Because the price is coming back to this key level, right? So we have the move down from our daily uh, resistance area. Price came down here, right? So this is what happened on the left side. Again, what take place on the left side is repeated on the right side, but in the opposite direction. So we are in a continuation, right? Which is the opposite direction of this move here. And we're just going to take it from the support level right back to that resistance level for the daily. That's it. Real simple. You can even use a trend line if that helps you to see it better. I like the bars, but again, from our area, the daily resistance, and we just took it down to the daily support, right? And we repeating it on this end, the daily support. We take it back up to the daily resistance. That is it. That's all we're doing. And price is going in that direction. It's giving us bullish indication that that's where it's going. So I like my bars, right? And what my bars is basically mimicking this move. So, whatever works for you. So at this point, I keep my bars up at this point, right? Now I drop down to my 15-minute. Now here's where, you have to decide what type of trader you are, because certainly you can get 20 to 25 pips within the key levels. Like certainly you can do that, right? So you have to determine what type of trader you are. Are you going to scalp your 25 on the lower time frame? I'm just going to move this out the way so I don't see it on the 15. Or are you going to wait and you're going to trade key levels? Me personally, I trade the key levels. Why? Because it gives me the stronger probable winning position. It's just that simple. And I don't mind waiting for it. I have more of an assurance that price is going to go in my favor, and I'm willing to wait for that. I have more of an assurance that price is definitely going to give me my 20 to 25 and more and more. So that's what my trading preference is. But you can certainly, if you're more of a scalper, you can certainly, utilize, key levels, and to get your 20 to 25. Just know that the risk is higher. That's all. Just know that the risk is higher, right? But you can use your key levels, you can look at where price is at this point. You want to always look left to see if there is any areas of rejection that previously happened relative to where price is currently. And you can use those areas for potential, areas of rejection where you can possibly get your 20 to 25, right? You can do that. or you can wait for your key levels, right, and get a stronger move. So that's the deal. At this point on the 15-minute, you want to go ahead on and set your alerts. I highly recommend invest in the upgrade trading view. At least the pro. I believe you get 10 alerts, maybe 16. And because you need that to help make trading easy, right? So when price comes up to that area, and I want to, each time it hits that area, I want to be alerted, right? And this is going to be a potential sale, because we have to make sure that price is telling us that it wants to sell. And this is where we bring in our confirmations. And remember, the rule is all of your confirmations must say the same thing at the same time before you enter into the trade, right? And so I'm going to put my alert right here. And when price comes there, I get the alert. I'll come back. I'll make sure all of my entry confirmations are met before I take the trade. Because here's what's going to happen. Real simple stuff. Price is going to do one or two of these things. At this point, price is either going to push up, come back, and may push up to the weekly, come back, retest the high of the daily, right? And if it does that move, then we're looking for price to continue to go up. If not, price will come up to this point right here, reject back down, right? And come back and retest the low of the daily resistance. And when it retests the low of the daily resistance, then we may be looking at price potentially coming back down. So either one of these moves, price has to do that in conjunction with your entry confirmations, and then you take your position. So you never jump in a trade because price is at support and you're going to buy. Price is at resistance, so you're going to sell. No, because price always breaks out. We just don't know when. That's why you have to set the criteria, wait for price to meet the criteria, and then you take your position. You cannot get around patience because it pays. It pays. So why not let it pay you? So if this has been helpful to you all, and I hope that it has, subscribe to the channel, watch. We're going to come back and see what price does in relation to what we just identified. So I'll be coming back with that, but watch the charts and subscribe to the channel, comment, like, do all that great stuff. And I will see you guys on the next video that I put out with this setup, because we're going to see how price has responded in relation to my analysis. Alrighty, have a great one.